What's up, Chicana Smile?
So how you doing?
Man, I heard a lot about you, but I want to hear more.
Let's see. How did I become TikTok famous?
Yeah.
Just for looking like a homegrown. Nothing more, nothing less. Just for being an OG. I hit the swap meet one day, started doing my, my little thug thizzle. And it went TikTok viral, like 17 million viral for that.
And I see that a lot because I got a homegirl. Have you heard of OGV India?
Oh, that's my girl.
Shout out to India, man, Vegas.
Now that is the OG social media. She was the first one to be out there doing that. Absolutely. She was the first homegirl to actually be online and just kind of being famous for that.
And there's another two that have been popping up lately.
Yeah,
You don't, should we just stop right there?
Yeah, we just stop right there. Okay. And I say because when you're trying to be organic and original, I'm talking about India is original. That's who India is. India didn't decide to just, let me just dress like this one day and I'm going to just, see where it takes me. Same thing I didn't do. That's who I am. That's how I dress. That's my appearance every day. Yeah. Whereas these other women who have come about and that have kind of caught traction, they're making it more of it's an appearance. It's a look for them. They're just they didn't look like that every day.
More of like a trend.
Yeah, they've made this trend become,
Well, that's an important thing because a lot of the youth today, they wear the Charlie Browns, they wear this, you see the Jainitas out there at, the parking lots, and it's like, when you got some OGs that really come from that, they kind of frown upon that.
Absolutely, just like that Chola in a box thing or that Chola starter kit.
Okay.
Things like that. That's offensive to people who come from that. You know what I'm saying? This is my culture. I've grown from this. Right. This is organic for me. Whereas all these other people, it's become a costume. It's become my Saturday clothes. I'm gonna dress like this to go to the swap meet kind of thing.
Does that offend you?
Absolutely.
Do you check motherfuckers off that shit?
No, it's a lot of young girls. So what I do, I try to help them understand that there's responsibilities that come with looking like that. Whereas it could be detrimental to your livelihood.
Absolutely.
Somebody's gonna walk up to you and automatically assume you're gangbanging, whereas you're not. Whereas as a chola, you don't have to be from a barrio to be a chola. Yeah. But there's not 2,025 cholas either.
How do you smile if your name's Chicano Smile? Do you smile all the time? What makes you smile?
You know what? I smile. I'm a mother, you know what I'm saying? So seeing my kids happy and thriving, that's what makes me smile.
That's how you got your name?
No, I got my name, I'm going to tell you, it's horrible. Because when I get angry, it's kind of like a wicked, oh, you got me fucked up.
Oh, if she smiles, you better run.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I'm not smiling if I smile all day, but it's kind
of. She going to go from this to kakag and walking, right?
Yeah,
so that's what's up.
I didn't have that ugly frowning face when I get angry. I'm like, all right, yeah. I got it.
So where are you originally from?
Kind of like everywhere, out in LA, South Central, the West Side.
Yeah. So you drove all the way out here today to Coachella for the show?
I did, yeah.
This your first Art Lebeau show?
No, I've had a few.
Damn, we haven't crossed paths.
No, we haven't. We've crossed paths because, Carrie, obviously, day on everybody.
And TikTok, when did you start? What made you want to get on TikTok?
I didn't want to get on TikTok. It was done pretty much without my permission, without I didn't know.
Doesn't it happen like that all the time, fucking organically?
I went one day, I lost my dad 2 years ago on Valentine's Day. And
sorry.
Thank you. And a friend of mine, Bird, he said, let's go dancing at the swap meet. I love to dance. So I got dressed like I always do.
Which swap meet?
Santa Fe Springs.
There it is.
The circus.
If you don't know, you know. You probably know. Yeah. Santa Fe is notorious for it.
Yeah, and it's turned into that. It's turned into kind of like it's like a circus now because everybody and their mama wants to go there. But people you seen there a year ago that weren't dressed like this, now everybody got a tango, everybody got a cascade, everybody got on, Nike Cortez, and everybody's like this now.
Elbows up.
Yeah, but they don't even know how to do it correctly. But it's everything and everywhere. It's taken a life of its own, truth be told.
And are you just taking it and running with it? Kind of like, what do you see in 5 years? You think the stilo will progress and go further on to, other things, bigger heights? Or we you know what I mean?
I think that if people...
Or it's just kind of like a fade out?
It's never going to fade out. We're here. My mother, my aunt, we've been... They're
Is your mama here?
It's my mother, Yolanda. Yes, my aunt Rosita.
So you get your looks from.
So you see what I'm saying? So this is from from childhood, from birth. So I was born into this culture. The whole barrio stuff, the gang stuff. I did all that already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's to see people doing this now. It's not gonna change.
That's right.
But I do think that as individuals who have gotten this traction on social media, these kids need to be educated. So that's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm out there in the streets. I work in the community. I'm a paralegal by trade, so I know the law. But with regard, I want people to know the Cholas. We
Talk
educate
me. Okay.
we are not just all hood. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I had to educate myself. I had to, in order to achieve what I wanted, I had to do more than just throw gang signs. You know what I'm saying? I had to
You rocking this in the courtroom?
I'll go in the courtroom however it is I look. I don't hide nothing.
I'm here, sir. I'm here.
I don't hide nothing. I've never hit a tattoo a day in my life.
Right.
What you see is what you get. That's who I am. It's how I present myself. It's not what my physical appearance is. But if I'm going to be able to, play that game, I got to be able to speak it.
That's what they know you for.
Absolutely.
You're not going to just turn the camera off and take your hat off.
Not at all. Not at all. Absolutely not.
So you're like this 24/7.
Every day, yeah.
Shit, girl. How long gonna take you to get married? How long gonna take you to get ready?
Long.
Cause I asked, cause I see India, she be on her fucking tick for an hour. Like, oh damn, girl, you just now get. She goes to bed like what, 6 in the morning? Like she be able to do them after hours shit.
That's because India's backwards. India stays awake all night. That's her thing. She can do that. Like I can't do that. Yeah, India, that's my girl.
I'm gonna be there at 8. Start getting ready at 2.
Right.
Yeah, but that's my girl right there. I got a lot of love and respect for India. She is genuinely an OG. She is somebody who lives everything about who she is as an individual versus these other people that are out there now trying to. It's all just for the glamour, for the show, for the We don't walk around looking like dudes. What woman wants to be a man as a chola? That's not what we do. That's not who we are. A chola is a woman with class.
That's right.
Style. Who looks like a woman. You know what I'm saying? You could be hardcore and gangster all day long in some slacks and some winos. You know what I'm saying? I don't even got to throw my tango off to be hardcore. I'm still going to be who I am. But these girls, they got it all confused nowadays. I'm talking, these are 60-year-old women that are out there doing that.
Favorite oldie of all time, top 3. I know it's hard to pick one.
No Good For You by Barbara Mason.
Barbara.
Lowrider Girl by Don Julian. And, to my daddy. Love you and miss you. Rock and Roll Gangster.
Elon, Mr. Elon. We about to do a remix of that. He keep hollering at me.
My father,
Elon,
rest in
Rock
peace,
and Roll
was from
Gangster,
Watts,
yeah.
and that was his song. He blasted it across the neck, Rock and Roll Gangster. They called him the Godfather from Watts. So that was my heart and soul right there, and he's been gone 2 years now, so it's been a lot. As a matter of fact, yesterday would have been his 70th birthday. So this was important to us. That's why I brought my mom out. Thank you, I appreciate that.
Favorite Chicana movie?
So all them ones that came out, I find it really hard to say one of those I like. I know it's going to sound really weird to a lot of people, but the one with Benjamin Pratt where he played his son with the...
Blood In, Blood Out.
No, not where he was a gangster. La Misión. That was a reality with what a lot of men got to deal with. Having a homosexual son in today's day is different, but it's happening a lot. And a lot of dudes play that part. Not my son, not my son. My dad had to deal with that. He came home from prison after years being in prison to find out his firstborn grandson was gay. And that was something he had always said his whole life. I would never accept that. I would never tolerate that. What you gonna do now?
That's deep.
And he embraced them. He loves them. Nobody could ever disrespect them. He had to know, it's his grandson. What are you gonna do, Dad?
Yeah.
But they talk all that weedy wada before it happened.
Yeah, until it's in your face.
Until it's in your face, exactly. And he had to accept it. I will never trust or deal with interracial relationships. He had to. Grandkids, it is what it is.
And he accepted it.
He had no choice.
Yeah.
He loved us more than he loved his, what he believed in from another time.
La Misión, that's what it's called? I got to check that out, man. Well, Chicana Smalls, thank you so much,
appreciate
man.
you.
Yeah, I know it was organic, but this is one of the best
Absolutely.
interviews
Thank
pop
you.
up. Interview, we just having a
Thank you so much.
conversation.
Thank
You get a happy dad, girl? You want to shout at the kid? Oh, we just did one right
I
now.
did that. I already did that.
All right, she hit the checklist already?
And I don't drink, but I did that. I don't drink.
That's right, baby. You know what we do. Blackout Podcast, homie, ODM, Chicana Smiles.
Catch it live or catch it later. Tap in with the Blackout Podcast.